on, no, don't get too excited. They're on the wall.
What?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I know, right? Hi, Michael.
They hurt us today.
Complaining at last 400 meetings.
What? Are they? Of course.
On loan, we're leasing chairs or something?
From where?
We're not giving it back. Loan or not.
This week I got this.
There's one like that that comes in the file, and then there's one with big sheets that we get the night of. That's probably up there. Yeah. But that's probably for tonight. So that's for tonight, yeah. Oh, that's unusual. They're usually pretty good. Tell me next time, you can take one if you need it. Because I can, no, sorry. More important, you know.
I did.
He's good.
He's really good. Right?
And there's both of them.
Right?
When you, if you take away anything you heard about these two before the debate,
Yep.
they both were.
Both were 10 times better above the two that are actually running.
But he knows that. That's why he's running with Trump, right? He
Right.
knows he's going to get the visibility now.
Yep.
And no matter what, he'll be running.
Yeah.
Right?
Smart guy, right?
Yeah.
He knows how to answer the tough questions. Yeah, right?
What do you think of Bill Hahn? This guy's gonna win?
I don't know.
I don't know. Some days I'm like, he's definitely gonna win. The other days, I'm how the fuck? How are they tied? Yeah. I know. Just shut up about it. It kills me. It kills me.
Stupidity.
Right?
And this guy's rich and we're not.
I know. It's nuts. Nuts.
You ready?
We're ready.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I would like to brief you on some of our rules and procedures used during our hearings. When the applicant's hearing number is called, the applicant or representative will come to the podium, and if they are not an attorney, they will be sworn in by our executive secretary. They will then present their case. The board members may or may not ask questions of the applicant. Prior to tonight's hearings, board members have visited most of the properties on tonight's calendar. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation, we will ask if there are any interested parties who would like to speak either for or against the application. We will then allow the applicant to give some brief rebuttal remarks to address any concerns of the interested parties, and at that point, the hearing will be closed. The stenographer can only take one person's testimony at a time, so we ask that you do not call out from the audience during testimony. We will give everyone an opportunity to be heard this evening. Sometimes proceedings do not end until 1 a.m. or later, but everyone will be heard. Lastly, at approximately 9 p.m., our stenographer will have been typing for about 2 hours, and we will take a 10-minute break. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any postponements tonight?
Yes, we have two postponements. Hearing 13, Appeal 24-385, and Hearing 14, Appeal 24-386. Both are Coinda Core. And we also have a withdrawn, hearing number 22, Appeal 24-62, Anthony Strianese.
Is anyone in the audience here for any of those hearings? Let the record reflect that no one was here, and let's call the first hearing.
Hearing 1, Appeal 92-319, JLP and Associates, 100 Biltmore Boulevard, Massapequa. What? That's with, holdover one? Oh, okay. Right, okay. And this will be heard with holdover 1, Appeal 24-28, JLP and Associates, also at 100 Biltmore Boulevard, Massapequa. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to call that at the end, correct?
No, we're going to hear them together.
Yeah,
Oh,
well-
you want to be called at the end?
Do you want to hear it now, both of them?
Yes.
Want to
Okay,
hear them both?
Great.
Yep.
For the record, Philip Butler of Forcelli Deegan Tirana on behalf of the applicant. I have some materials to hand up to the board that I'll be referencing during my presentation. If I can hand those up now, please. So as I stated, Philip Butler, Forcelli Deegan Tirana, on behalf of JLP and Associates, owner of the subject property, located at 100 Biltmore Boulevard in Massapequa. Property is located in the Biltmore Shores neighborhood, south of Merrick Road. The property is an assemblage of 7 tax lots having a total width of 120 feet and depth of 140 feet, containing 16,800 square feet of land area. Property is currently improved with a 2-story stucco dwelling, originally completed in 1929 and expanded several times over the years. There's also a 20-foot by 40-foot in-ground pool, completed in 1962. The property is located in R17 zoning, which requires lots having a minimum area of 7,000 square feet and a minimum width of 70 feet. Property is surrounded on all sides by other properties located also in R17, all of which are improved with single-family dwellings and various accessory improvements. The property is not located within 300 feet of any village boundary. The current residence is approximately 95 years old. It's very deteriorated and currently is uninhabitable. It has reportedly been the site of vandalism and other illegal acts over the years. The applicant did not acquire the property until December of last year, however, long after it came into its current state. The application before the board seeks to subdivide the property into 2 equal-sized rectangular lots, each containing 8,400 square feet and having a uniform width of 60 feet. Because the minimum lot width in the R17 zoning district is 70 feet, both lots require variances. Additionally, this application requires the lifting of certain covenants and restrictions recorded against the property in 1993 that prohibit the subdivision of the property. However, as you will see, there have been some significant changes since 1993, in that the existing stucco home will now be demolished and the pool removed, and the proposal before the board is now consistent with the predominant character of the neighborhood, which I will discuss in a moment. As you will also hear from our appraiser, Michael Lynch, the predominant character of the neighborhood is 60-foot wide lots or smaller, and the net addition of one home will not have an appreciable impact on surrounding property values. Furthermore, apart from the proposed lot widths, the proposed lots and the homes built on them will be zoning compliant in terms of setbacks and parking. Additionally, to avoid additional on-street parking, we are proposing to provide double-wide driveways to accommodate additional cars. I would like the board to note that we've had significant public and community outreach for this application since March of this year. Mr. Pagari has met with the Biltmore Shore Civic Association on 2 occasions and has literally gone door to door in the neighborhood knocking and asking for letters in support. We have a handful of letters in support which we've submitted with our application. And most recently on September, I believe it was 3rd, when we met with the Biltmore Shore Civic Association, we were able to garner their support. And I believe there is an email in the record from the Vice President. I know they're here tonight, and I believe they're going to address the board, so I won't speak for them because I know they will provide their own statement on the record. However, for the record, item 7 in your materials are the copies of the letters in support we've received. And item 8 is the letter that we've submitted to the Civic Association, making certain commitments with respect to the design of the homes. Addressing the 1993 covenants and restrictions, the property was the subject of prior efforts to subdivide it. The original application was made in 1985, but it proposed 3 different lot widths, one 70 feet, which was code compliant, one 60-foot wide, and one 50. Additionally, the stucco home at that time was going to be preserved, so that application was denied. We did attempt to get the minutes or the transcript from the hearings. They were not available. A second attempt was made to subdivide the property in 1990, this time with 3 60-foot wide lots. However, once again, the stucco home would have been preserved on a 60-foot wide lot along with the swimming pool. This would have resulted in an irregularly shaped lot in addition to a somewhat overdeveloped lot, considering the existing home is quite large and the swimming pool as well. In 1992, the subdivision for 102 Biltmore Boulevard was renewed, and at that time, this board imposed covenants and restrictions that basically stated 102 Biltmore would be subdivided and the remainder of the property could no longer be subdivided further. And those are the covenants and restrictions that we're asking the board to lift in conjunction with this application. The prior attempts to subdivide, as I mentioned, involved the preservation of the existing home and the large in-ground pool. The original concept in 1985 would have created a 55-foot wide lot, which is significantly undersized. The second attempt in 1990 would have resulted in 2 60-foot wide lots, but would have created irregular lots. We submit that this application is different in the sense that the stucco home is going to be demolished, the pool removed, and 2 uniform lots 60 feet in width will be created with homes that will meet the subdivision the setback requirements. Unfortunately, preserving the existing home is no longer feasible. It would take a tremendous amount of input and capital to bring it back to habitable status. So really, the most economically feasible option is to demolish it. I know there are individuals here tonight who will speak about preservation. To be honest, this is something we've discussed with my client. The most economical thing to do is to demolish the home. It's almost 100 years old. Addressing the 5 factors, we believe there will be no negative impact on the community character. There are 95 residences in this area, 62 of which are on Biltmore Boulevard, that are 60 feet wide or less. And I provided a chart at Exhibit 2 of your materials. I went through the Nassau County property tax records for each one of the lots in the immediate area and identified 95 that are 60 feet wide or less. 62 of those are on Biltmore Boulevard. So really, on Biltmore Boulevard, 60-foot wide lots are the rule more than the exception. I submit that the variances are not significant. Both properties require a variance of 10 feet width, which represents a variance of 14.28%. Numerically, this is not considered substantial. The substantiality of variance is also determined by considering its practical effect and considering that both of these homes will meet the setback requirements. We submit that the homes will still be in character with the predominant character of the neighborhood. Regarding feasible alternatives, conceptually, the applicant could construct one new single-family home, but considering the size of the property, that home would be approximately 4,000 square feet, a little bit above that, and a 900 square foot garage could also be built. This would be considerably out of character with surrounding properties. With that being said, I think that's the most of that I need to state on my case in chief. I do want to call up Mr. Lynch to just address the board briefly on impacts on property values, and then turn it over to the board if they want to hear have any questions.
And I looked at the property, and I agree it's in a very, very dilapidated state, and would probably cost a fortune to renovate it.
Yes, and like I mentioned, Mr. Pagari acquired it just in December of last year. Since then, he's kept it up, so it hasn't gotten worse. He's been mowing the lawn personally, and also has secured the building, which I understand has been broken into a large number of times. So,
So the boarding,
yeah, and right now there's no way to heat it. It's uninhabitable currently. So, with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Lynch to address the board.
Sorry, I thought this was a holdover, we'd be at the end. Apologize. Good evening, Madam Chair. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Certainly. It's Michael Lynch, business address 15 Dewey Street, Huntington, New York. And I'm here as the real estate expert on this matter, and as you know, I have appeared many times in the past before this board. Before I start, I'd like to submit some photos of the subject property. First, there's 8 copies there. And then I also have a condensed copy of this display that I prepared of the substandard lots in the area. This is So as you know, this property, the history of this property, the home itself is approximately 100 years old. Biltmore Shores area, it's in dilapidated condition. There's a pool at the back of the property as well that's also to be filled in. The overall property, as Mr. Butler pointed out, is 120 by 140 in depth. It's on the east side of Biltmore Boulevard, 60 feet south of Baldwin Avenue. The proposal is for 2 60 by 140 lots. We require variances under the R17 for lot width. That's why we're here tonight. But as I'll demonstrate, the 60-foot width is completely within character and pattern of development in the immediate area of Biltmore Shores. The proposal is to build 2 conforming in scale colonial style. They'll have a gross living area of approximately 2,822 square feet plus a 332 square foot, 1.5 car garage. There'll be a driveway, so it will not be overburdening parking in the area. The estimated sale price will be $1.1 million, which is consistent with new construction in the area. The median sale price over the last 2 years within a half-mile radius, just under $800. So certainly, from a property value standpoint, this will not be an adverse condition to the area. I'd just like to go through the display that I prepared. What I did is I pieced together the immediate area, adjoining tax blocks as well as the subject tax block of Mr. Bagari's property. And I highlighted this immediate area along Biltmore, along Frankel to the east, just south then to Beverly and Biltmore Boulevard, and north to Morton Avenue. These are all the immediate areas east of the canal, and they're all within the R17 zone. And what the yellow crosshatch represents are all the substandard lots in the immediate area with respect to lot width and or lot area. For instance, to the north and flanking us to the north and south, you've got 2 60-foot lots. The house immediately to the south of us is a 60 by 140. It's the identical configuration. To the north is slightly shallower. It's only 120 feet. Opposite the property, there's a 60-footer. There's actually even some 40-footers in this immediate area, but you can see the preponderance of substandard lots, primarily 60-foot lots, so certainly will be in keeping with the character of not only the immediate tax block, but of the immediate abutting sections up to the north and to the south. So certainly, this sole variance for lot width is not going to result in any altering of the essential character of the area. As you can see, 60-foot is not an uncommon lot width in this immediate area. With respect to the property itself, obviously this has been an eyesore to the community, a dilapidated property. So we're only adding a net of 1 new home. It's going to be a colonial that's perfectly within scale to the other newer homes in the area. Both the Colonial immediately to the south is roughly the same gross living area, as is the home across the street that was rebuilt. I believe that's at 93 Biltmore. That was also subject of variance for additions. And those are all roughly 2,800 square feet, which is precisely what we're looking to build here with respect to gross living area. So they'll have full basements, no outside entrances to those basements, and again, garages, driveways for off-street parking. So the sale price of this home at 1.1 million certainly isn't going to hurt the median sale price in the area. If anything, it will help raise it. So in conclusion, should the variance for lot width be approved, will not result in a deleterious effect to nearby property values, or be something that's out of keeping with the pattern of development. And I can answer any questions if the board may have any.
I'm familiar with the area and everything you said is absolutely true.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
So I have nothing further in my case in chief, so if the board wants to turn it over to public comment, and then we'll address the board following up. Thank you.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Can you, everybody who wants to speak, come to the front and be sworn in, and we'll get your name and address one at a time.
Phil Healy, 44 Biltmore Boulevard, on behalf of the Civic Association of Biltmore Shores. Absolutely.
Tell two attorneys proceedings
Yes.
and your name and address again.
Yeah. Phil Healy, Biltmore Shores Civic Association, 44 Biltmore Boulevard, Massapequa. Yeah. You know, over the years, many years ago, the association took a long road and tried to get to our R7 zone that we very proudly have now. So we take exception that saying a lot of the lots are out of order, according to the traffic engineer here, but I understand that. They're 60 foot back then, we were looking for 70 foot. You know, this home, though, however, is virtually a zombie home with 15, 18 years of multiple owners who just used it for different resources on the home. And the Civic Association also is here to be concerned about not policy, but the immediate neighbors to it. So begrudging, wrong word, apologize for that. So we will support the application of the subdivision to R6 standards, but we have to have the covenant and restrictions on the property now, not the old covenant. We agreed with over many 9-10 meetings with the builder of certain style of the home, what's legitimate, a 7-foot basement, not a 9-foot basement, things that we can't turn into an auxiliary apartment. He was going to put enough parking for 4 cars off-street. That was a big command, big issue with the neighborhood when we had 2 of our community meetings, off-street parking. So we really would like those built into another covenant, so if anything ever changes, another owner comes up, we can always come back here to take care of things.
Okay.
So it's going to be a 4-bedroom house, 4 cars off the street. I forget what else we got, and the basement was
So 2 in the
gonna-
garage, 2 in the driveway?
Well, I don't know. I was under the impression that we were going to get 4 off the street, not including the garage. So that needs clarification. What kind of garage? So if it's 2 in the garage and 2 off the street, that was misleading to the community, what he intended to do as far as cars off the street. We know what happens to garages. They're turned into storages or to another room. So we really want to avoid how these things can become additional apartments, which is proliferation to the neighborhood.
Okay.
So we're not looking to make those garages habitable space, but we do want to have clarification on that parking.
They're 1-car garages.
Well, I don't know how you get a half a car in there, but, so you
we're
got
gonna-
1 car in the garage between the driveway?
We're going to, the attorney, when everyone is done speaking, the attorney will address everyone's comments at the end.
What's that?
No, at the end.
I'm sorry.
When you're
Sorry,
done,
Madam.
he'll address that.
Okay, so those are really big issues that we're looking for the Center Hall Colonials, and 4 bedrooms. It was reduced from 5 from the original plan, and these are things that we want to make sure that are maintained, not just by a handshake, but in a covenant.
Okay.
If we get those things, we support the variance then.
Thank
know,
you.
thank you.
for coming down here tonight. Next. Hello.
I do. My name is Madeline Strasser, 116 Biltmore Boulevard, Massapequa. I'm here in support of the president of our civic association. I agree with everything that he was just speaking to you about. I do have to say a couple of things, though, before we go for a little bit further. With respect to the attorney and I guess your real estate expert here. We do have 60-foot lots on Biltmore Boulevard, and there are quite a few of them. I own one of them. I've lived in Massapequa all my life, but I've watched Biltmore Boulevard and I've watched Biltmore Shores go from a sleepy little fishing area on the water with bungalows on those 60-foots, and I've seen McMansions being built on them. So what I guess I'm trying to say is that we're overbuilding, and I'm a little afraid of that. As a specific example, and I have notes here, I'm not going to read them, but across from 100 Biltmore Boulevard, there was a house fire just before Christmas a few years ago, just during COVID. And because it's windy down there and because we are on the water, one house was on fire, the next house became on fire. Both of those houses are uninhabitable, and they had to build new houses on those pieces of property. I am in favor of taking down the house at 100 Biltmore Boulevard, but I am not in favor of 2 homes there because I'm afraid that the same thing's going to happen. The overbuilding in Oyster Bay, and I'm a lifelong Oyster Bay resident, has become overwhelming to me. I like to see larger pieces of property. I understand the business aspect of what's happening here tonight, and I'm trying to find a nice little compromise, but I think that the 60s, there are many more 60s. I understand that completely, believe me. But there are 70s, and there are some other houses in the neighborhood and the surrounding areas that are much more than 60s, and the houses are going for quite a bit more than 1.1. So I would like you to take that into consideration as well.
Thank you. And I want to let you know that this board is very mindful of overbuilding, and especially when people come in and they try and build very large homes on small lots. So
I appreciate that.
We got it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hello.
I promise to tell the truth during the proceedings.
Excuse me?
You promise to tell the truth during the
Yes.
proceedings?
Yes, I'm actually representing some people, if that's okay. They have letters from them.
Well, you
They
can
just wanted,
submit,
they wanted to make sure that they actually got into your,
you
some
can
of them.
submit the letters,
Okay.
yes.
And what's your name and address, please?
Okay, representing Anne Marie Noel, that's my mom, at 22 Beverly Place in Massapequa. That's approximately 5 houses down from 100. And this is actually a next door neighbor to, and she's on one of the.
She signed it?
Yes, I believe so. I mean, you'll see it. She actually emailed it too, but she said, please, so I stopped over at her home and brought it here tonight.
And just your name and address for the stenographer, please.
Okay, well, I'm here helping my mom, actually.
And I need your name and address.
Okay, so my name is Suzanne Nolan.
So
Oh, sorry about that.
thank you.
My name is Suzanne Nolan, and I've been helping my mom at 22 Beverly Place. My address actually is in San Francisco at 28, do I need the whole thing? Okay, 2810 Franklin, San Francisco, California, 94123, apartment number 11. Okay. I'm probably one of the few people who actually grew up down the street from 100 Biltmore, and I have seen over the years, helping my mom, it go through various reiterations and having problems and all of that. You know, what I actually spoke to Phil, both Phil the lawyer and Phil from the Civic Association, and one of the things that is really clear to me, having grown up there, and I actually was one of the people who grew up in the area before they actually did the development to the south of my mother's home, which is right on the water. And I can tell you that with each iteration of development, it's gotten more congested and has changed the character and the way that people live down there. And I can also tell you that it has been a nightmare for my mom and other people living down there because of the amount of cars and the amount of people actually living down there now. It's not just two homes and the best-case scenario. So what I proposed was two different avenues, which was essentially either you knock the house down, you build one home, you potentially also give the neighbor who's if you're looking at the house, I think it's 102, give her a little bit more property, because the thing about building on these smaller pieces of land is that people think, oh yeah, I'm getting a house and I'm getting it on this, I have my own piece of, America, right, a home. And immediately, within like 6 months or a year, they're like, they're just feeling jammed in, and Madeline, who spoke before me, spoke about houses going on fire. And that's a real concern. There are homes being built there now that are going to the max, even on areas that are, 70 or bigger. So what I'm proposing is that maybe we take it just a step back and breathe a little bit and see what actually one house would look like on that piece of property. I've also talked to people about restoration, a fantastic architect who's willing to work at very low cost to try to save the home, because it is historic to the area. I'm sure you've gotten lots of letters, or at least some letters, from the people who live across the street from it saying, hey, this is part of the original development. And speaking to the Civic Association meeting, there was like an outcry of not having two houses built. Regardless of what ultimately happens, there was an outcry. My mother, who is 85 years old and she's in her 60th year, raised a family of 4 in a not so big house, but on a 70-foot wide plot, and I think it's about 100 deep. I can tell you personally from growing up in the neighborhood what has happened, and it's outrageous. So I had to come here myself tonight and say, you know what? My mother couldn't even get out of her driveway because people blocked her in. We missed a family friend's funeral mass at St. Rose. We missed doctor appointments. We've had to call the police. And the police finally said, you know what? The town will give you signs. We had to put signs up so we could get out of her driveway.
People park in front of her driveway apron?
Correct. And they also, because, cars are bigger. Originally, this neighborhood was, the way that it was designed, was for much smaller cars. And the road, Beverly Place, is a much narrower street. Like if you compare it to the streets around it, and like 3 feet or 10 feet makes a huge difference. If you put 2 big SUVs or Escalades on, like on 4 sides, you can't see out, you can't get out of the driveway. And part of that is if my mother needs an ambulance, it couldn't get down. It couldn't get down for anybody, really. Now, the thing is...
Beverly on Biltmore.
Beverly, but it's 5 houses down, because there's a triangle
I know.
there, and it's much
I know,
wider.
yeah.
It's like 2 streets
I'm
almost
familiar with the
together.
area.
Yeah, so the thing is that at the Civic Association meeting, people were not happy about putting 2 homes there. And it's Rosh Hashanah tonight, and there's a lot of teachers, and there's a lot of kids who have sports. Massapequa is a big sports town. So what I would say to all of you, because everybody has their own movie in their head about what this potentially could look like, let's actually put something together that's tangible and show it to people. Because we live there and know what it's like, and it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare trying to get out of that, on Biltmore Boulevard. There's as many as 15 cars and 2 and 3 lights to actually get out of there. I don't know about you, but when you drive from one town to the next, it can take 20 minutes just to go from Massapequa to Seaford. And it's every single day, no matter what time of day. So what I'm asking is that before you vote on something that really impacts people, and they're really angry, that Civic Association meeting was heated. It wasn't, hey, we're all here and this is great. Because I can tell you personally, my mother's home has been robbed and broken into twice while we were in there. You change the character of a neighborhood by doing things like this, because people are overwhelmed to begin with, and then you put them in like sardines, and it gets so much worse. So that's all I'm going to say. I would say take a step back, take a breath, because once that comes down, you can't go back. And putting 2 houses in there is a nightmare already baked into the neighborhood that's already gone pretty far out of the realm of decency, to be perfectly honest. Because I have lived in cities, and I never imagined that my mother would have to get no parking signs to be able to leave her driveway. Because it's not just the cars, it's the boats, it's the toys. We have golf carts now. We have like 13-year-olds driving golf carts. I've had to deal with that twice, you know, and they're like waving at me like, please don't run me over, please don't run me over. And we're like, you know, going 5, 10 miles per hour. So those are the issues. It's not about someone coming into the neighborhood and looking just to make money and sailing something through. It's actually thinking about what the impact really, really is for the people who actually live there and really take that into consideration. Because people in that neighborhood are really fed up. They are. And they love living there. It's a great neighborhood in a lot of ways. I don't want to make it seem like it's not.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to go out on, Mr. Healy, you want to come back up, please? Normally, we don't have this kind of back and forth.
Thank you very
but-
much. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Biltmore's a great place. Family's been there since 1924. It's a great place. Too much negativity there. It's great to say you would like the historic structure. That's fine. But as far as the Civic Association, once again, the 9 neighbors around it have been living with this disastrous building with vagrants living in it. We need this building down. And we're willing to support the variance. It's not as bad as some people believe it would be. They can always go back to San Francisco if they don't like it. But, you know, we support the variance.
Okay.
The conversation wasn't heated. It was a great meeting. People had questions and answers. We had 2 of those community meetings. The builder didn't have to accommodate us on that. 9 or 10 other meetings in smaller breakout groups. So we've done a lot of work there, and we'd like to see this building down for those people who live immediately around it, not 5 houses away, not 10 houses away, or 6 houses away. We need to fix this for the neighborhood now.
Okay.
Sooner the better. Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else who hasn't spoken already want to speak?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So just to go back to the discussion of the covenant, so obviously that was something, that was the primary reason we had the second meeting with the Civic Association to really kind of flesh out what the covenants were and what would happen going forward. And I did have a discussion with Mr. Healy about putting in place new covenants. And the letter that I submitted for the record, which was sent to the Civic Association back in May, we did commit to agreeing to new covenants and restrictions on the property. And specifically, what we had agreed to was the 7-foot basement, parking for 4 vehicles, no separate side entrance to the basement, and we won't convert the garage. That wasn't something we discussed, but obviously we have no intention of converting the garage into living space.
We can put a condition on it that the garage cannot be converted to habitable space.
You can't. Or-
We
You
can.
can.
Yes, right, so I'm saying,
Anything they do, they'd have to come back to you anyway, because it's all gonna be specific
Correct.
plan.
right, so we, just putting on the record that we
Let's put
agreed
that
to
on
all
the
of these.
record.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we are committing to, won't convert the garage, 7-foot tall height basements instead of 9, 4-car parking on the site, and then no separate entrance into the basement. So those were accommodations that we discussed, except for that first one, in order to make sure that these remain single-family homes. To Ms. Strasser's point about homes being too close together, I understand the whole point about overdevelopment. But even if these were 70-foot conforming lots, we are still complying with the setbacks. So even if the lots were 70 feet wide, the homes could still be just as close to the property lines. So they're really not going to be any closer to the adjoining homes than whether it's 60 feet or 70 feet. I do also want to point out that we did provide an exhibit, which is Exhibit 9 in your materials, which shows what the property could look like with one house on it. And as I mentioned earlier, it would be a 4,200 square foot home with a 900 square foot garage. That's very large, even for this area. And I believe there was some mention of precedent here, but in my investigation of this neighborhood, there's only 2 other properties that are large enough to subdivide into 60-foot lots anywhere near this. One of them is a corner lot. So in addition to needing the variance for the width, they would also need a variance because they have a double front yard.
Right.
And the only other home that is property that's 120 feet wide has an existing single-family home on it, and it's a relatively new one. So the chances of that being demolished and subdivided, very small. But again, we're only talking about 2 other properties. And I just want to bring back the final point is that we're talking about a net gain of 1 home in this neighborhood. So the idea that that's going to be the thing that breaks the dam is a little bit I'll just say exaggerated. Because we're providing all the on-site parking, I don't think there's going to be an issue. And I do want to submit one more thing for the record. So, because the issue of parking was raised several times during our meetings, specifically by one of the speakers tonight, I personally went back to the property at 10:30 p.m. this past Tuesday. A regular Tuesday night, nothing really going on. Rosh Hashanah was last night, not Tuesday. I'm going to hand up a bunch of photos to enter into the record. The board can look at them at your leisure. But basically, there are only cars on the street because of the next door neighbor. The rest of the street is basically vacant. There's a glut of parking in the vicinity of this property. I know Beverly to the south may be different because it's narrower and there's only parking on the one side. But in the vicinity of this property, there is way more parking available. So with that said, I don't have anything else to add for the board, so.
So explain to me how you're going to provide parking for 4 cars on site?
So the driveway will be able to accommodate 3 and then 1 in the actual garage, which is a 1.5 car garage.
Okay. And you will accept a covenant that the garages will not be converted to habitable space?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions or comments on the board? Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Decision.
Decision?
Decision.
Sorry.
Okay. Next is hearing number 2, Appeal 12-180, Nicole Kulella at 70 Beach Road, Massapequa.
Hello, I'm the homeowner.
Just give 1 second for the room to clear out, okay? Okay, let's go ahead.
Yes. Nicole Kalala, 70 Beach Road, Massapequa. Thank you.
Tell us why you're here, Nicole.
I'm here for an extension of a parent-child dwelling at 70 Beach Road in Massapequa.
Okay. And have any of the residents changed?
Yes, I've lived there my entire life. My grandfather built the home. My mother just recently suddenly passed, and we're looking for an extension of the parent-child for myself and my sister.
Your sister will occupy the, and you have everybody's ID? Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Hearing number 3, Appeal 24-236, Leonard and Rose Christopher at 130 Nassau Road, Massapequa.
Good evening, Chairwoman, members of the board. Christina Fry, an attorney with offices at 7 Pine Ridge Drive, Smithtown, New York, 11787. On behalf of Leonard and Rose Christopher at 130 Nassau Road in Massapequa, we're here before the board this evening to request that we maintain an existing kitchen in a single-family dwelling for use as a parent-child residence. This board granted the request for the last homeowner in 2012. Mr. Christopher purchased the property October of last year. We immediately, within the 30 days, filed a permit with the building department, and we are now before you with the variance.
Can you just identify the residents of the home over 18?
Yes, it would be Leonard and Rose Christopher. They are 78 and 83 years of age, and their son, Anthony Christopher, is 58 years of age, and he would reside with his parents in the dwelling.
Okay. You have everyone's ID, Susan? Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Hearing number 4, Appeal 24-327.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Eric Snipus on behalf of the applicant, Greenberg Traurig, 900 Stewart Avenue, Garden City, New York. I do have some exhibits to hand up, which include includes a consent letter and a letter of support from the Civic Association.
Okay.
I do have to apologize, I don't have the world champion secretary anymore to have those exhibit packets, those beautiful exhibit packets, but in any event, the premises is 5599 Merrick Road, Massapequa. We are seeking variances in connection with a proposed Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins with an accessory drive-through at the location of the old Hudson Mill Restaurant. This application was previously before the town board for a special use permit and site plan approval back on May 7th of this year. I would note for the record that because it was a town board application, we did submit notices to a 300-foot radius, and we had nobody appear in objection to the town board meeting. And obviously that compares to tonight's application for the 100-foot radius. Now, we are expecting a decision on that town board application on October 15th. So I would just ask that this board reserve decision until the next date, which I believe is October 17th. I have handed up consent letters from members of the community. Additionally, on February 20th of this year, we attended the Breezy Point Civic Association's general meeting. We had a great meeting with the Civic Association where we presented the plans, explained the project, and answered any questions they had. It was so well received that on March 4th, 2024, we were provided a letter signed by the president of the Breezy Point Civic Association, Carol Gordon, in support of the application. And as noted in the third paragraph of the letter, the Civic Association fully understood that the Dunkin' was going to be operating 24/7, which is the subject of tonight's variance application. Turning back to the project, the purpose of this application is to move the existing Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins in the Oak Tree Plaza, which is right across from the fire district over at 5477-5515 Merrick Road, to this location.
That's the one west of the Nautilus Diner.
Yes,
Right, okay.
yes. So the premises is located in the NB zoning district. It's just under 15,000 square feet. It's on the north side of Merrick Road, east of Carmen Mill Road, and it's nestled between the TD Bank and Lytle. Abutting the premises to the north, at the rear of the premises, is the Fairfield Townhouses of Massapequa in the RMF 16 zoning district. To the south, on the opposite side of Merrick, is 7-Eleven, which is the southeast corner of Merrick and Roosevelt Boulevard, and the former location of Bobby McGann's on the east side of Roosevelt Boulevard. The premises has been vacant for approximately 3 years, but obviously the plan is to renovate the existing 3,000 square foot building to accommodate the Dunkin' with the Baskin Robbins and the accessory drive-through.
Did this need planning advisory board approval?
No, so when we went to the town board, it was for special use permit, a site plan approval, and a modification of restrictive covenants.
Okay.
So the town board did review it for site
So
plan
the town-
purposes.
okay.
Yes, yes.
All right, good.
The premises will benefit from some much-needed upgrades to the existing landscaping and functionality of the site. The site lacks any landscaping that increases the aesthetic quality of the site. So if you look from the front of the property, it's virtually asphalt from lot line to lot line. There's some hardscaping, and there's a small planter at the front of the building. Even the rear yard of the property, which is abutting the residences, those townhomes I spoke of earlier, it features only a 3 to 4 foot rear yard buffer, and lacking any diverse plantings. It's pretty much grass. Our landscaping plans propose to enhance the plantings at the front corners of the property, as well as in the front of the building, along the north and east sides of the building. And then that rear yard landscape buffer will be increased to 10 feet in width and will be filled with 6-foot Leyland cypress trees. The premises complies with the town's off-street parking requirements, despite those improvements in additional landscaping. So we'll be providing 18 off-street parking spaces. So the only variances that we require tonight are the number 2 HVAC rooftop unit located in the southwest corner of the building, furthest away from the residences, is set back 3.9 feet from the western edge of the roof when 20 feet is required. So I mentioned that it's HVAC unit number 2. HVAC unit number 1 is just right of it in the same distance from the residences, but that fully complies because it's far enough off of that western roof edge. We are also proposing a 24-hour use for this establishment, where 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. is the permitted hours due to the proximity to a residential district. This will be the same hours as the 7-Eleven across the street, but in fact, the applicant is not requesting to operate 24/7 because they're anticipating a high volume of vehicles. These applicants actually operate approximately 25 Dunkin' Donuts throughout Long Island. So they've experienced that, about 12 of those that they operate is 24 hours. It actually makes more business sense for them to just keep it 24 hours. That because of the fact that if you have staff in the morning that has to open up, if somebody's late, somebody's not opening the doors, it just gets very complicated when, people are pouring in the morning for their morning coffee. Finally, we are essentially asking to maintain the existing parking lot conditions in the off-street parking spaces due to not having the required 6-foot setback from those parking spaces. But again, as I mentioned, this is nestled between TD Bank and Lytle, so the side yards that are most impacted are TD Bank and Lytle, and TD Bank actually has some dense landscaping along the side yard property line. So, unless the board has any questions, that concludes my presentation.
What's the side yard setback to the drive-through?
To the drive-through, I believe it is. So it's on the east side of the property, it is about 18 feet. And then on the,
21?
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then on the west side, it's about 18 feet. To the rejection, okay, understood. I thought you meant to the drive-through. It's actually to those parking spaces on either side. So if you look at the plans, there are parking spaces that go up to the property line. Typically, where you have the parking spaces that are going up to the property line, you have to have a 6-foot buffer, landscape buffer between those parking spaces and the property line. So it's 0. I apologize for misunderstanding the question.
Yeah, it's the way it's worded. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. The decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Obviously, the town board will move first.
Thank you very much. Have a great night, everyone.
Hearing 5, Appeal 24-353, Sean and Tina Coles at 65 Biltmore Boulevard, Massapequa.
I do. Your name and address, please? Jody Giglio, Bennett Enterprises, with offices at 1600 Caleb's Path Extension, here on behalf of the applicant, that's in Hopog. And if you would join us, photos for the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Jody Giglio, here on behalf of Sean and Tina Coles. My office is Bennett Enterprises, 1600 Caleb's Path Extension in Hopog, New York. And I thank you for my appearance tonight and for your consideration of the variances being requested. The required affidavits of mailings have been submitted to the clerk. The subject premises is located at 65 Biltmore Boulevard in Massapequa. The area is fully developed, and many homes have been or are being renovated and remodeled, including adding second story and additions. Many of the lots are narrow in width and depth. The variance, as requested, will not impact adjacent properties in the neighborhood. What is being proposed conforms to the surrounding community, including the adjoining homes. The variance we request, we believe, is not substantial. The side yard setbacks are pre-existing and will remain the same.
and they are the same as when the home was originally built. The rear addition will have the same setback from the bulkhead as both adjoining homes. As you can see from the photos, the height of the proposed home and the ridgeline is the same as the adjoining home to the north. No alternative can benefit the applicant except for seeking relief from this board. The lot size was created when the subdivision was built, and properties on both sides have been renovated and fully built out, including the additions. The variance will not adversely affect the environment because there is already an existing home there. All homes in the area are connected to sewers. The applicant did not create the difficulty and the need to request these variances. As previously stated, the lot sizes were created when the subdivision was created and the house was built.
One of our major concerns is the height.
Right. So in your packet of photos that I've submitted to
The
you,
house next to it,
you
yes.
can see the adjoining house to the north, and the ridge line is the same. So we don't believe that it would impact the adjoining properties because it's conforming to what they have.
Why are you going up that high, though?
Well, we're keeping the existing foundation, which has a crawl space, so the first floor will not be raised, but the attic space is what's needed because there is a crawl space there and there is no storage. So that's what the ridge line is, and the top of the house is going to be storage.
Is that because of flooding?
No, there's never been any flooding in the
Okay.
crawl space, but they just need attic space, because the crawl space is maybe 3 feet, 3.5 feet, so it's really difficult to get down there. But if you would like a covenant saying that the attic space would never be converted or never be used for anything other than storage, we'd be more than happy to accommodate you. Okay. So, in your packet, you have the photos of the proposed addition and the adjoining property, including letters of support from both adjoining properties on either side of the proposed renovated house, and then directly across the street at 62 Biltmore. We respectfully request that you grant the variance as requested and consider the benefits to the applicant and the surrounding property owners. The market value of this home at 65 Biltmore will increase and be in line with adjoining properties, which would create better market values for all of the surrounding properties. Thank you for your consideration. If the board has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. We also have the architect here if you have any questions for him.
Okay. Michael, can I see some elevations of the house, please? It's pretty modest. Okay, thank you.
And the architect had prepared that rendering that you have in your packet showing the ridge line of the adjoining
Yes.
property and what the ridge line would be on this house.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Civic Association already left.
Yes.
Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I hope it's an early evening for you.
Hearing number 6, Appeal 24-398, James Santa at 236 East Shore Drive, Massapequa.
John Macchio from JCM Architecture, 22 Walden Drive, Stony Point, New York, 10980. Thank you for the opportunity to present to this board regarding the suspension of this permit and the opportunity to hopefully gain favorable variances on this application. This site has a lot of different things going on with it. One of the things that was done in 2013, the former firm that I worked for was Angelo Corvin Associates, and we raised this house based upon Superstorm Sandy. We did that, and then follow up to that, we created a set of plans that was permitted to do work. we did that work. And then in 2016, it was permitted in the early part of 2017. And then the following November, Mr. Corvid passed away. The contractor took the job and did a lot of work. Beginning with the two decisions that were previously granted by the board. The first decision had to do with the AC units. The original granting was 0.63 feet from the side yard. It presently now is 2.9 feet, so it's further away from the side yard. The second decision is that the original square footage was 3,582 square feet, and it increased to 3,784 square feet. I explain this in this fashion that neither Mr. Corva nor I, and I wasn't brought into the picture until 2019 after the work was already completed. Nobody knows how the increase in square footage occurred. All I can say is that the contractor basically did what he wanted, and he is no longer in the area and cannot be spoken to. It increased, and the condition of the property is the way it is. The owner of the property contacted me to ask me to do as-built drawings. I did as-built drawings, I filed them, and between my drawings and the final survey, it was found that there were problems with the violation of the original permit. So that's what created this suspension of the original permit. Leading up to the next three issues that were indicated in the violations. The present driveway goes pretty much to the property line. And the reason for that is, at the time that this was done, the owner's parents were still alive. And we widened the driveway, they widened the driveway so that they made it a lot easier for them to get in and out of their cars. And it was very simple for them to open the doors all the way, get out of the cars, and then get in the house. At this point in time, both parents are now deceased, and they're gone. The second variance requested is that we have a difference of 0.58 feet in the height of the house, between 28 feet and 28.58 feet. Based upon the physical dimensions that I took when I was asked to come in and do as-built drawings, that's the difference that we have. The last variance that occurred, the very original house had a chimney and a fireplace on the west side of the house, which was approximately 3 feet away from the property line. That was demolished in the set of plans that Mr. Corva had done. And then, assuming that I had a fireplace before, I can put one back. That was the owner assuming that it was okay to put back. So we put a framed one back, and that's where this falls, 4.3 feet from the side yard. But that's where it's confusing when you read this. Existing fireplace, it requires a minimum setback of 10 feet, but the original house is 5.8 feet away from the property line. It's not a possibility to achieve the 10-foot setback in any way.
Is this an undersized lot?
I'm sorry?
It's an undersized lot?
Is it I'm sorry,
Undersized lot? It's
No.
in the R110, no?
no.
Okay.
That's where we are right now. Do you have any questions? I'll do my best to
I'm
answer.
reading about the suspension of the building permit. I'm assuming that the air conditioning units that have been changed are still complying because you're not asking for...
Those were requested amendments to the previously granted board decisions.
Okay.
Those two decisions, 05-141 and 16-384.
Okay. questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hearing number 7, Appeal 24-307. Martin Pomeranz at 201A North Delaware Avenue, North Massapequa.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. For the applicants, Thomas McKevitt, Son, Ward, Barath, Coscignano, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, 11553. I represent the applicant, Mr. Martin Pomerantz, his wife Deborah, who have lived at 25 years at 201A North Delaware Avenue in North Massapequa, and for the last 6 years, they have lived with Elvis and Rosebud, their pigs. The pigs have been there again for 6 years. This is actually a special exception under the code. It's actually not a variance. And essentially, the pigs are treated like household pets. They sleep inside. They do have waste outside, which is cleaned up immediately afterwards. Again, what's unique about this property is it's located one house off of Broadway. So immediately to the east is commercial property. Immediately in back of them is commercial property. There's only one residence which adjoins them, which is 203 North Delaware Avenue. And I keep in mind we have 11 consents from the neighbors who actually uphold them to be there, including the one neighbor to the west is affected, also supports. The neighbor's been there for a number of years, and the pigs have been there the entire time. Elvis is a Juliana mini pig. Rosebud is an American mini pig. They are fully grown. They're approximately 185 pounds. They'll not grow any further. And again, I've been in the house many occasions. There's no odor. There's no noise. If they had dogs, which allows a matter of right, that would have noise as well as odors perhaps as well too. So again, they've been carrying this for the entire 6 years, and they're just willing to go and keep them exactly the situation as it has been. And that's my case.
What brings you in?
What brings in is what happens follows is the building immediately to the east is actually a doctor's office. It's actually an OBGYN. I'll show you photographs of the board. The doctor's office to the east has some garbage containers immediately adjacent to their property. It has been overflowing for quite some time. The Pomerantzes quietly asked them, can you please keep your garbage containers clean, especially being a doctor's office? They refused. It's overflowing. They had rot problems, they had debris problems. Eventually, they had to complain to the town of Oyster Bay for enforcement because they couldn't take it anymore. Once they complained about that, then the owner of the business complained about the pigs. That's what brings us here today. They were trying to be good neighbors, they tried to comply, and it was purely out of spite is why we're here today.
That's what brings a lot of people here, unfortunately.
Story of our lives, been doing 27 years.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? No? No
And these are
questions?
standard pet pigs that people would have as pets.
Yes, they are. As a matter of fact, what's interesting is now they consider domesticated pigs, but their food is actually taxed. Farm animals' food is not taxed under New York state law. Theirs is taxed because it's domesticated food.
Okay, thank you.
Something I learned myself.
Chewy.com?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes.
Thank you, that's
Anybody in
good
the
to know.
audience wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission, 1211 consents.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, hearing number 8, Appeal 24-258, Minna Bigum at 26 Elm Street, Hicksville.
I do. Salvatore Koshia, permit to us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm here on behalf of Mrs. Begum at 26 Elm Street in Hicksville. Property is located in R17 zone. They're proposing to maintain a 6-foot PVC fence that exceeds the permitted 4-foot height across the side front yard on Chestnut Street. There's 2 variances on this. The 6-foot fence on Chestnut Street, the 23-foot section is now back to a 4-foot. The 6-foot is only the section from Chestnut going to the back of the house. So we're not requiring a variance on the front 23-foot section. So I went to this house, it's a picket fence, so obstruction is limited. Correct. There's no line of sight issue there.
Even from coming out of the driveway?
The 6-foot fence that's on the Chestnut side has been cut back down to 4. We're only here now for the 6-foot fence. It's easier to see it on the survey.
Okay. Yeah. That's still there. That's 4 foot. You can see. Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd say goodnight, but I'll be back.
Hearing 9, Appeal 24-310, Zibao Dong at 19 Burns Avenue, Hicksville. I always knew that.
Oh, it's going to be heard with number 10.
Oh, it's her, number 10? Yes, along with hearing number 10, Appeal 24-311, Zibao Dong at 19 Burns Avenue, Hicksville.
Yes, I do. John Tufel, professional engineer, 707 Route 110, Farmingdale. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. I'm here tonight with Shubao Dong of 19 Burns Avenue, Hicksville, and his family, who are sitting right in the back there. He's seeking variances to allow an existing second kitchen in a one-family dwelling for use as a parent-child residence, and a reduction in parking to 2 when 3 spaces are required. And then hearing 10 is we're also requesting to maintain an 8x8 shed and a rear cellar entrance that's roofed over. These conditions all existed when the house was purchased by Mr. Dong in 2016. He hasn't done any construction or at all. The zone is R17, and this substandard lot is only 5,000 square feet in area. Zubao Dong and his wife, Yuen Ren, again, we're here tonight, will live on the first floor, and their son, Xingdao Dong, will live with his wife, Wei Lin, and their 2 children, Daniel and Lillian Dong, on the second floor. Although the off-street parking is stated as 2, it doesn't quite comply with the exact 9x18 requirement each. The 3 cars can be fit in the driveway. There's also parking in the public school lot right across the street. We're also requesting a building coverage of 26.95%, where 25% is permitted, a rear yard setback of 24.1 feet, where 25 feet is required, and a gross floor area of 3,331.25 square feet, where 2,250 square feet is permitted to maintain the roofed-over rear cellar entry. And we'd like to point again, this is a severely substandard lot, it's only 5,000 square feet. Finally, we're requesting a 2.4-foot side yard for an existing shed where 3 feet is required. and to amend the specific plans presented years ago for appeal number 85-366 and granted August 28th, 1985. This decision only addressed the lot width and area. It had nothing to do with the floor plan or anything like that. Again, this is substandard lot. So the home was purchased in 2016. As it is today, as I mentioned before, no construction was done. Mr. Dong was assured all the required town COs had been issued at the time he purchased the home. And he informs you that it may previously have been registered as a parent-child, but that's not quite clear. And that completes our case.
What's in the basement, Michael?
Storage, family room, three-piece bathroom, and another storage area, 7-foot ceiling height.
So that,
Cellar entrance.
well, that's, yeah, they're asking for the, a roof over on that cellar entrance.
They tried to inspect, but there was 2 cars in the driveway, nobody answered the door.
As you know, we've been here many times. This board has a problem with cellar entrances, particularly when there's a 3-piece bathroom in the basement. And you're asking for a parent-child and a 5,000 square foot lot, it's a lot. This house was previously a parent-child? You're not sure?
I'm not sure, right? We had some discussions, and it seems like it might have been, they've been living there since 2016 without any problems. And again, it's just for the family, grandma and grandpa, the son and daughter, and the 2 children. It's High Ranch, yes.
It's a high ranch with a cellar?
Yeah.
The plans call for one of the kitchens to be removed and capped permanent.
That I didn't notice because the whole application is for a parent-child. Maybe there's some kind of an error on the plan. Is that on the first floor or the second?
I have it right here.
Okay, well, yeah. Oh, well, that's the reversion plan.
So then you have that shown again.
Yeah, this is, that's, in other words, when the house is sold, I believe if there's a new owner, it's required that the ownership be transferred and that it, or that it can be
What's the
removed.
date on that plan?
7/28/23.
But that shows, yeah, that's the same one that I have. Yeah, 7/28, but that, I believe that's a requirement by the building department, that we have to show a reversion plan. So
Yes. What I don't understand, though, is how they bought the house with all these violations. When you take out a mortgage, you get title insurance, and, this shouldn't happen. And now it's our problem, and I quite frankly, I don't like dealing with this basement entrance.
Well, I understand what you're saying, because I've shaken my head the same way over the years.
Unless they bought the house for cash, that's a different story.
That, I don't know.
All right, well, I guess we will deal with it. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Okay, thank you.
Hearing number 11, Appeal 24-323, Cheryl Matthew at 9 Cornell Lane, Hicksville.
Yes, I do. Scott Kahn, 68 West Main Street, Oyster Bay, New York. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm here tonight representing the Matthew family, who seek several variances to build a new second-floor addition on their ranch home. First request is to hold a 7.1-foot side yard setback in lieu of the 8-foot minimum required. It's only a .9-foot request, in line with the existing house that's there. Our second request is to allow a 19.79 aggregate in lieu of the 20-foot minimum aggregate, and that's only a .21 request. Our third request is to permit only a 2.66% coverage on lot coverage, asking for 27.66 in lieu of the 25%. Our fourth request is to allow 101 square feet over the 2,900 maximum permitted GFA, asking only 3,001.08. Lastly, we would like to expand the driveway to be 5.5 feet off the easterly property line to get 2 off-street parking spots. This would be a 2.5-foot ask of the 8-foot minimum required. Very straightforward project going straight up at the second floor. I know Ms. Byrne likes to see elevations, and I'm very proud of this one. It's going to be a beautiful
I
house.
love elevations, thank you. You're not asking for roof pitch, so I really want to see it.
No, it's a 10 and 12 roof pitch.
Nice. Good job.
It'll be, I think, the 6th house on that street that we did.
Very nice, thank you.
Thank you. No pigs, no cellar entrances.
Don't start. Yeah, no cellar entrance too, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Andrew, you okay?
Yeah, I know. I like Scott's drawing, so I just like.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
He always has nice stuff, so.
Appreciate it.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Essex County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing number 12, Appeal 24-326, Maurice Sweck at 3 Albert Road, Hicksville.
Yeah, I hope so.
Make it interesting.
You're right.
I do.
Name and address, please.
Yep. Robert Milsetic Architecture, 47 Jerome Avenue, Hicksville, New York.
Hi, I'm Maurice Beck, 3 Albert Road, Hicksville. Excuse me? Oh, yes.
Good evening, Madam Chair and the board. We're here to seek a variance for an existing 8-foot by 10-foot shed, having less side yard setback and aggregate side yard setback. Variance to allow an existing filter for existing pool equipment, having less than front yard setback, which is required is 50 feet, it's about 49. Variance to allow existing driveway having less side yard setback than permitted by ordinance, and then a variance to allow existing rear one-story extension and rear enclosed porch exceeding the maximum building coverage allowed. We're allowed 25%, we're at 25.68 with the shed. So the main dwelling itself is at 1461, with the shed it gets us to 1541. And this is a maintained application.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
25.68, we have 25.82, is that right? Did I hear that right? 25.82, right? Is that what you had? 25.82 for building lot coverage?
So yeah, 25% is allowed, I had 25.68. So if it's 25.8, yes, apologies.
Yeah, we have 25.82.
Okay, so
Is that-
25.82, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Essex County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public
you.
hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Have a good night, thank you.
You too, thank you.
Hearing number 15, Appeal 24-411, Shiva Canal at 39 Ketchum Avenue, Hicksville.
Okay. We'll look at the elevations.
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please.
Dennis Cook, 435 Maple Avenue, Westbury, New York. I'm here representing Shiva Patel. Funny enough, he's actually an attorney, and I'm representing him. So, Mr. Cornell, Shiva, is looking to add a second-story addition to his house and connect the garage. He's got a lot of things working against him with this lot. He's in R17, so the lot is only 5,000 square feet, so it's undersized. Also, the existing house set all the way back. It only has a 4.8-foot setback on the back side, which we are not tearing. The first floor of the existing house is going to stay, including the decking to the second floor. So, you know, it's really a dormer on that part, and the addition is going to be to the right side, and the garage itself, the existing garage is falling down. So they're going to rebuild the garage and rebuild the second floor over the garage. So I just want to make that clear.
So it'll be an attached garage?
It's going to be an attached garage. Yes. Also, it's a corner lot, so that poses issues because he has 2 front yard setbacks. So let me just go through my notes. Okay, so the first variance is for that side yard setback. We're proposing 4.8, it's required 8 feet. We're staying in line with the existing house, so the existing is not changing. The second's for the rear yard setback, which the actual existing, what we're proposing is 20, the existing setback is 18.5. So we're actually moving the garage closer to the house. So the rear yard's actually increasing instead of decreasing. So the wall will actually be further away from the neighbor on the right side. The gutter encroachment obviously comes with the side yard setback being too close. We're proposing 28.25 for the lot coverage, required it's 25. It works out to about 150 square feet over on the lot coverage. The existing house as it stands is 25.2, so the existing house with the garage would be over lot coverage by itself. And then the FAR, we counted the whole basement in that because the basement's exactly 7 feet, so that's why that pushes that number, you know, far over on the variance front. The situation he has is, right now it's a 3-bedroom house. He's looking to make it a 5-bedroom house. His father's getting older and they see care coming in the future. So the father's going to be split between him and his sister and where he's going to live. So and he's going to be in the bedroom downstairs. It's going to be him and his kids in the bedrooms upstairs, and the last bedroom will be his office when he's working at home or a study.
How many bathrooms?
There's going to be 2 bathrooms upstairs, and there is 1 bathroom downstairs, which is staying, and there is going to be 1 bathroom in the basement.
3-piece bathroom?
Yes. So the basement's finished? The existing basement's already finished. It's 3/4 finished. The other quarter is a laundry room area with the boiler and the air handler and all that stuff that's not finished. The new part is a small area in between the garage and the house. There's only going to be a small opening in between. We're not going to tear down the wall. He's trying to save money, so it's just going to be a little area. So we figured might as well put a basement down there.
Yeah, never not tell the truth, because he's looking.
No, I know.
Michael, can I see elevations, please?
Sorry, it's not a spectacular looking house, but he's on a budget.
Question, on the side of the house that's towards Creston Street.
Mhm.
What's this, there's 2 structures there, one 3.5 foot and another.
Are you talking about the egress window?
Egress window?
Yeah, we're required to put an egress window.
But I can't read it, it's too small.
It's definitely an egress window, because we had to put 1 in each side because it's,
Further to the back of the house.
oh, the 2 AC units? Yeah, there's AC units and there's egress windows.
Down the other side. Steps, egress window, or no steps. Yeah, steps.
Yeah, there's an existing steps on one's a stoop-in door on the one side that's existing, and there's going to be a portico and steps in the front.
This
just want to make sure they were going up instead of down.
Yeah, they're going up. Everything's going up. The egress windows, they asked me to put in when I submitted it, so, and you have to.
Are there any houses in the neighborhood that are this big? I mean, you're asking for quite a jump.
I mean, there are other houses in the neighborhood that are the same size. I mean, most of the other lots in the neighborhood are about 60 feet wide. I mean, the neighbor to the right side also has a 50 by 100. They didn't make the renovations that we're asking for, but there are other houses in the neighborhood that big, but a little wider lots.
What was the last thing you said? A little what?
Wider lots, because the 50 by 100 is only because they pretty much took whatever was left when they developed this block, and then you get the little sliver on the end.
I was out there, it's, I'm just happy to see that the elevations of a normal-looking house, it's not, you know, a palace. That's what we
Yeah,
want to
it's-
avoid in Hicksville.
Yeah,
We have
it's,
to be mindful of how big we're building in Hicksville, and there are some very, very large homes that we will avoid, you know, all right.
that's very understandable. Yeah, it's not really a big house.
No, I mean, it's bigger than, it's on a 5,000 square foot lot, so,
Yeah.
you know, we have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, but also because of the way it's on the corner, I mean, you know, the thing is visually, you have space on either side because it's a corner lot.
Do you have any consent from the neighbor in the rear that will be behind this house? Because you are, well, there's already a dormer there, right?
Yeah, there is a dormer there.
Okay. Any consents from any of the neighbors? Did you
No,
reach out
but
to
nobody
anyone?
contested it either, so.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Any planning commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you, have a good
Thank
night.
you. You too, thank you.
Hearing number 16, Appeal 24-412, Hotline Enterprises at 118 Cherry Street, Hicksville.
I do.
Good evening, address, please.
Vic Singh, 17 Winter Street, Hicksville, New York, 11801. Good evening, Madam Chair,
evening.
Board. I'm here, sorry, I thought you had a question first. I'm here seeking two things. The first being the roof pitch. We're doing a hip roof, so we try to maintain it. It's going to be 5.5 instead of 6. And the other is we're changing the zoning back to a single-family zoning. So this house previously, with the previous owner, became a zombie home that the town tore down, and then it was changed to a HD2 zoning. With my architect, we presented a plan for the HD2. The town wasn't really on board with that, so they recommended we switch to single-family home, and they supported that,
Okay,
and that's why we're here.
I support that, too.
Perfect.
The house
Anybody?
is under construction, right?
No, there's nothing there. It's an empty lot.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
As a planning commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our
Thank you.
office. Thank
Have a good one. Thank you.
Hearing number 17, Appeal 24-305, which will be heard along with hearing number 18, Appeal 24-306, Salvatore and Salvina Antonacci at 567 Split Rock Road, Syosset. Jesus, an awful lot of splits today.
Candy.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Alessandro Antonacci. I am an attorney, 499 Jericho Turnpike, Suite 200, Mineola, New York, 11501. I appear this evening representing the applicants Salvina and Salvatore Antonacci with respect to these two applications, appeal number 24305, 24306. We thank you for allowing us to present the application simultaneously. They affect the same property. The property 567 Split Rock Road in Syosset is located at the end of a cul-de-sac on a private road off of Split Rock Road. The applicants have owned and resided at the property for over 5 years. The property is situated in the town's residential R1 2A zone. Variances are sought to permit the subdivision of the property into 2 lots. One lot would be to maintain the existing home and the other to construct a new home. Each of the resulting lots would be in excess of 1 acre each parcel. There are various variances necessary to accomplish the subdivision. With respect to the new lot that would be created, the proposed new dwelling would be built on a flag lot with less than the minimum required lot area, less than minimum required building envelope, less than required frontage on a public road. And just one thing I wanted to clarify, one of the items that were submitted to get a variance for, I don't think applies. The pole of the flag lot is 20 feet. It was maybe a discrepancy, and they indicated it's 15 feet wide, but the pole is actually 20 feet, so we'll not be requiring that variance. I'm not sure if you have the plan itself. It's an irregularly shaped property, so the flag lot would come in off the private road and back to the rear parcel. In addition to those variances, there's a cellar entrance that it doesn't meet the required front yard setback, even though it's located to the side yard. My understanding that on the flag lots, the sides and the front are treated as front yards. Also, there's a small parking area in the front that is meant to be more of a turnaround. A small parking area in the front, so if somebody would drive in, they could kind of turn around. But I believe they indicated it's more of a parking area, so we'll put that on the table as well. As far as the existing home that is to remain, variances for that parcel would require to maintain on a lot that does not comply with various dimensional standards, including the width of the lot at the front property line, the width of the lot at the front property line to the required rear yard, and also the property would not have the minimum required lot area. In addition to that, the house itself received a variance for its construction back in 1963, and since then there were some modifications made throughout the years, even before the applicants had owned the property. So we just have to, I believe, update that. We'll maintain those improvements in compliance with, well, not in compliance with, but just because they were not in compliance with the prior variance application and approval. Let's see. I think that's the extent that a variance is sought. Now, I do understand that the most critical criteria the board would consider would be if the application is approved, would it be in conformity with the neighborhood and would the character of the neighborhood be negatively impacted by an approval? In this particular situation, I most emphatically would say that the resulting lots from these applications would be in conformity with the neighborhood and they would not have a negative impact. The new configuration of the property with approximately 1 acre lot size is well established in this particular area in Syosset. This is our subject property. There are 4 properties represented by the red star, which they're also located in the same R1 2A zone, and they are 1 acre in size. They are actually a bit smaller than our resulting lots would be if approved. The properties are 569 Split Rock Road, which is immediately adjacent to our subject property, 5 1 Split Rock Road, which is in the same cul-de-sac, and 4 Split Rock Road and also 6 Split Rock Road are all 1-acre properties, similar in the property size that we're looking to subdivide into. Let's see, we have obtained written support from, I'd like to submit that. Apologize, I have one copy. But that's a written support for all 4 of the neighbors within the cul-de-sac. So they all are on board with this. Just also like to emphasize that this property is quite unique because it is at the end of a cul-de-sac and it forms its own neighborhood. And these 4 neighboring properties would have the greatest impact from any change that would occur as a result of the approvals of the subdivision and variances. And they were all 100% on board with this. Again, I'd like to reiterate that the applicants have made this property their home for the last 5 years, in which they currently reside with their 3 children. They have a vested interest to maintain the neighborhood in its current standards, and their goals are in line with the continued improvement of the immediate area. I do believe if approved, these variances would result in properties that would be in conformity with the area and would not have a negative impact on the character of the neighborhood. With that, I respectfully request the zoning board to approve the applications. I'd love to take any questions as well.
Anybody have any questions?
I know the area there, and I know it would conform with what's going on specifically in that cul-de-sac, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, anybody wishing to be heard in the audience on this application? Correspondence?
National Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Hearing 19, Appeal 24-314, 425 JT Acquisitions LLC, which will be heard in conjunction with hearing number 20, Appeal 24-315, also 425 JT Acquisitions LLC at 419 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. Once again, Thomas McKevitt, Son Ward Braff Casignano, 333 Irvington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. No pigs involved with this case, but a little more problematic issues in this one. I'm going to start with variance number 20 first, which is the issues with the sign. In the packet I've given you, I've given the drawing, the elevation of the proposed sign. In the photographs, I actually show you 3 photographs. One is the current location of the shopping center. The second is the current sign at that premises. And the third is actually a sign directly across the street, which is actually even larger and greater. As a matter of fact, my guesstimate is about 25 feet in height, where the sign we're looking to do is 20 feet in height. Again, it's just replacing the existing sign at the premises, just a little bit larger, illuminated, to advertise the uses inside. What is much more problematic is case number 19, which is for the parking variance. And it's sort of head-scratching because according to the calculations, there should be 157 spaces, and we're providing 135. And going through the file and doing the FOIL request, there's no evidence of any grant of a parking variance by this board. So I'm going to try to estimate as to how we got to this point today. I'm going to go back to 1998, when, again, this building then existed, you had a restaurant in there, and then the Borders bookstore was put in that premises. Now, at that time, according to the approved plans, there had been a previous approval for 129 parking spaces at the location. There was actually an increase of number of spaces to get up to 144. They're putting additional spaces along the eastern side of the building, and that's what was approved by the planning department at that time. When I did my own calculations, at the very minimum, it should have required 150 spaces, looking at the basic requirements of the 200 square feet per space. And if the restaurant included more, there should have been. So again, from me looking at the plans, there should have been a variance done in 1998, but never was. So let's go ahead to 2012. Borders closes, and then DSW, the shoe store, takes over. It's going from retail to retail. There's no change in a parking calculation, so permits are issued. It then continued once again. In 2019, the Golden Temple Chinese Restaurant did some interior alterations. Again, nothing which would trigger a parking calculation, so once again, it continued. In 2023, the DSW then decided to shrink its space, and that was moved in, and then the Ulta Beauty Store took over the other half of the space. But again, retail to retail, 200 square feet per space, there shouldn't be any requirement for variance. It's when the sign was applied for that for the first time, someone looked at the parking and realized that it should require 157 spaces. And the way we get from my 150, 157 is a Chinese restaurant has 75 seats, and we get the alternative 200 square feet per space or 3 per one for the seating, that gets you to 157. So in reality, what we're doing is we're just slightly enlarging the sign, which are missing spaces. We have 2 dumpsters in the corner of the property, which again took about 4 spaces. So in reality, it's only really a reduction of 4 spaces to what's been there since 1998. There's no change in the use. I've been there a number of times myself. I'm sure you're all familiar with yourself as well, too, as far as parking. But again, that's why I was troubled that the calculation, this should have been here in 1998 for a parking variance, and inexplicably was not, and that's really if I'm here to seek tonight. Again, there's no change in the alteration, essentially, for the last 26 years of this property.
So the dumpster pad, you're not increasing, that's there.
It's there, we're just enclosing it right now. The dumpsters have been currently there for a long time, but they're in the open, they're unsightly.
So what triggered it is because you took a couple of spots for a sign.
Yes. Yeah, the sign, that's when the calculations were done from scratch, and all of a sudden realized something which should have been done a long time ago. But again, from the operations of the premises, there's no change. There's more than ample parking in the premises. That continues, and again, we're just still to ratify what should have been done a long time ago. That's how I've been able to figure it out.
Okay, thank you. I'm familiar with the site. I've never had a problem getting a parking space there.
Yes.
Park right up front.
Yep.
Okay.
I looked there today, and actually they had very good deals on sneakers. So I'm kind of seeing in the future, they're a better price than you can't find online. I was pleasantly surprised.
Anybody have any questions or comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Can you come on up, sir? I can't hear you from back there.
Hope you don't mind the mask. I got it from my mom. She's
That's
91.
fine.
Sure.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings?
Absolutely.
Your name and address, please?
Peter Morley, 9 Winthrop Avenue, Syosset, New York. Can you hear me or?
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So just so I'm clear, there really is no reduction in parking spots?
No.
Okay, because that's why I was here, because I think everyone would agree there's not enough parking as there is. Like if you go to the train station, if you were reducing parking at the train station, there'd be an uproar in the community.
Yeah, I honestly, I do shop in that shopping center. I've never had a problem, and maybe I'm not there when the Chinese restaurant is going full
I think it can vary from time to time. And to be honest, that's a very dangerous stretch there. There's
Yes,
been
it
numerous
is.
accidents, and that was really what brought me here. If you're going to reduce parking, I thought that the inflow of traffic could be disrupted. There
No,
could be
it's
more
not gonna
opportunity for
reduce parking.
parking.
And actually, the sign should help people know when they have to make their turn to come in and out.
But the sign is going to be closer to the road? There's a variance for the sign.
Sir, you have to direct your questions
There's
to
there's a
us.
variance for the sign. Why is there a variance for the
Because it's a
sign?
larger sign. It doesn't meet the code.
But could that be distracting to drivers in an already heavily traveled area and result in more traffic incidents? Is that something to consider? I mean, there are big signs on the restaurant, there are big signs on the DSW. I don't know that we necessarily need another big sign.
Sometimes a sign out front is easier for drivers to see. They don't see inside until.
But then
they
somebody
pass.
driving might be distracted by the sign, and then there's the accident in an area that's already, it has a bend in it, it's downhill, you hear brakes screeching all the time, and then oftentimes you hear the crash. I think that is something to consider.
They've approved signs for schools and things to have now that are on their grounds. So if anyone would be.
But we're talking about a bigger sign that could potentially be distracting to drivers and add to an already heavily trafficked and accident-prone area. I don't really see why you need another sign. Everybody knows what's there.
They're not adding a sign. They're not adding a sign, they're changing the sign.
But you're getting a bigger sign.
Yes.
Is a bigger sign really necessary? What's wrong with the sign that's there now?
I'll let the attorney answer that question when you're done.
Okay.
Okay?
I guess I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. It's
Thank
actually
you
been
for coming
very
down here.
illuminating and
Sure.
my first meeting board.
It is an illuminated sign, so we're having an illuminated discussion. That's how I look at it. So there are two folds, yes. The parking is not changing one bit the way it's been for decades.
Right.
Not changing whatsoever. As far as sign's concerned is, it's a larger sign for two reasons. Number one, if you look at the current sign, you have a lot going on in a very small space. You actually have, two within one in that instance. And as Ms. Schmidt pointed out previously, the only other signs are next to the building, and you have people looking to the right and not looking at traffic to see whether they're going to the right shopping center or not. So what this does is the new sign's actually simpler. It actually goes and leaves the writing one under another, so you don't have your eyes looking at numerous things on one simple sign. By actually making it larger, it's simpler and better from driver safety. It's more visible. So obviously, the busy place there most of the time is a DSW, and people are looking for it. They know this is where it is. This is where they want to turn in. So that's the reason why we're doing it. We don't certainly want to spend more money if we don't have to. By all means, my client doesn't want to do that. But they just feel for those safety reasons, and again, just for directional purposes, it's better to have the larger sign.
And it's illuminated?
Yes, it is.
And does it stay on 24/7, or is there a time that it goes off?
No, we'll turn off, and it's LED lights, it's not like a big spotlight or anything like that.
Right.
Just LED lights, keep it illuminated at the minimum amount of electricity, and we'll make sure it's turned off at night.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Hearing number 21, Appeal 24-319, Jatin Kapoor at 6 Virginia Road, Syosset.
Hello, Salvatore Cuscia, Permits Russ, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good evening again. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Kapoor at 6 Virginia Road in Syosset. Property is located in R17 zone, proposing to maintain a one-story addition that does not have the required rear yard setback of 25 feet and lot coverage of 25%. The existing rear yard setback is 24 feet, lot coverage is 27.12 feet, 27.12%. The addition's been there since 1973 without any issues. Mr. Kapoor is the new owner of the residence. We're just legalizing it since they purchased it.
Very de minimis application.
Yes.
Anybody wishing to be heard, anybody have any questions from the board? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Hearing 23, Appeal 24-320, Derek and Eileen Tara Cornelius at 161 West Main Street, Oyster Bay.
I have 4 copies. I do.
Name and address, please.
Derek and Eileen Tara Cornelius, 161 West Main Street, Oyster Bay, New York.
We can share, guys.
We're seeking zoning board approval for a existing 4-foot PVC fence. It's located at the southwest corner of West Main Street and Underhill Avenue. The corner of the post is 15 feet from the West Main Street curb and 10 feet from the Underhill Avenue curb. The photo in number 1 is taken from a car sitting at the stop sign looking to the left down West Main Street. As you can see, there is no obstruction. You can see almost all the way down to Mill Pond. Any car making a right turn from West Main Street onto Underhill Avenue also has visibility given the 10-foot space between the fence and the pole. The rest of the photos in the package are various houses in the hamlet of Oyster Bay and the town of Oyster Bay that have existing fences on the corner that are at least 4 foot high or higher. We are seeking the approval of the board for security and safety. We have a pool. We are across the street from a school, and it is a high-traffic area. So if you have any questions, anything else?
Didn't we give you a variance for the pool, too?
Yep.
You get in the house.
Remember, yeah.
It's our third time and hopefully our last time. Not that we don't like you.
Well, we must like you.
Well, maybe we can have this at a bar or something.
You sat here quietly all night? Anybody have any questions? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence? Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
That's the last one.
That's
we
it.
heard over.
So let's take a quick little break and get to it. I love new chairs.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to, yeah. Borrowed chairs, where did they borrow them from?
They just do them at the end. She just puts two names on them.
Well, I'm gonna go thrifting and I'm gonna find.
You think you're gonna replace these ones out here too? Last year with the
Yeah,
rug now.
The 60s call, they want their chairs to
Yeah, I didn't loan, I mean, where do you loan? I love.
I think I need an interpreter to understand.
Oh, God.
Just when you think it's gonna be simple.
That first one went on for like an hour, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. We're still in one?
Yeah, I know, that you always look at that, you know, yeah. Because the key is, so 9 o'clock, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I first started, the first or second one, we were here till 1. It was that one with the cell phone towers?
Yes, that always
We were here
is.
till 1 in the morning that night. That was like my second time here. I was like, what did I sign up for over here?
5:15, I walked in.
No.
My husband was leaving.
Your latest was
This lady wants
5:15?
to- So this lady wants to speak to you.
Early on the board, yeah, he was at church, 5:15 a.m.
It's not
That's
private, it's a public
crazy.
vote.
Okay, I'm like the last person standing. I just wanted to say I really appreciated everything that you did here tonight. I don't know how you keep it all straight in your heads. And that's not to be disparaging, because I was like, when I saw everything that you guys have to do, and I don't think people actually appreciate everything that you guys actually do on day in, day out. Because it's like, you're kind of like first responders, but for a large scale.
Don't give this guy a bigger head than he already has.
I'm not saying anything here.
Because I was the person, I don't know, because I think you seem like a whole room full of people who's here, God forbid, from California. I'm a New Yorker. I've been here for a long time, actually, taking care of my mom. It's too long of a story to get into. One of the things that I wanted to say, because the town of Oyster Bay is a real gem, and I'm not just saying that because you work for, my father worked for the government, he worked for the city of New York. My mother was a school teacher in Levittown School District. They lifelong government workers. And my brother works for the New York Power Authority. He's an environmental engineer. I also have a business with him, kind of a think tank. But what I wanted to kind of just plant a seed, and I don't know how to necessarily follow up, or if even you're the right, say, like, group of people to talk to about this. But there is a tremendous amount that can be done to help, like, rebuild the ecosystem. I've talked with people in the military, because there's a huge suicide problem within the military, because when these guys come home, they don't have anybody really that they feel that they can talk to, but they can talk to one another. My brother is.
So this is land use here.
And
It's strictly land use, yeah.
so the trees and things like that, because there are codes around, like, what's the government's, like, the double strip, and what's, someone's property, who would be the right person that, and then the other thing that I've also done, and I know this is probably gonna send shivers, it's not meant to, but I did, green building, policy. My background is in communication design, so I communicate, so that.
I go to the state DEC.
It's a town level.
Yeah.
We're only a town
Yeah.
level here.
And we have very limited jurisdiction here. We
Yeah.
only grant variances on the applications that come before us.
Because I'm just
So
educating myself, because
we
I
don't
don't know at
create,
all.
we don't write any laws
Yeah.
here or create any laws here, so we don't have any.
So that would be like more like
State
the
level.
code, people.
State level.
Yeah, something that big. I mean, we have very limited purpose here.
Because the way that it worked in California, I'm not saying it needs to work here, is that they worked down.
I didn't know anything worked in California.
What'd you say?
I said I didn't know anything worked in California.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's, at the local level, some of the local level it does, not in San Francisco. But the thing I was gonna say is that there's such an opportunity because it's such a beautiful place, you know, and that's why I decided to come, like, even, and say that, first of all, I don't know how you keep all this straight, like, hats off to you. But thank you so much for allowing me even to speak and put the letters in.
I wanna get a cookie.
I guess the last thing is, because people are asking me what happened, so do you guys just follow up with the owner and then people know what happened? Because a lot of things that have, say, like, evolved in the area, people are like, how did that happen? How did that happen? And I don't know how things work, so that's why I'm asking.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Okay, so this evening, there was kind of like two.
Board's gonna vote now.
So they vote now.
You are permitted to stay
Okay.
and for the vote.
Okay.
They
And
always
then-
vote in a public forum, and sometimes things are voted on tonight, sometimes things are put on reserve decision for a later date for various reasons. And then a written decision, after the board makes their decision, I take it back to the office. Oh my God. Staff types up the written decision. No, I am not. I'm executive secretary. And then my staff will type up the decision of whatever the board makes. And then the decisions are mailed out to the applicant and the applicant's representative.
As you said, we're in the place for you.
Last weekend.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great.
It was really fun. So he's got his last doubleheader Saturday. We'll see. They have to win both games to make the playoffs. And we might be doing like a Halloween.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, we did it last year. It was fun. I'm not sure if the parents are into it this year because we just did Ripken. I'd like to do it just because, yeah, it was a fun time. Otherwise, they're done until the spring.
Oh, wow.
So,
I didn't know because they all ended up the same.
yeah, yeah, especially up here because at the end of the, yeah, it gets cold.
That's why they were saying that, cities and some of the teams that they come from Florida.
Yeah.
It's so good because they play all year.
I know. It's got to be nice to do that, right? It's funny. You talk to so many different people when you get like into it. So now a few people have been telling me like I should be pitching or I should be pitching a lot because he's so young. So I think slow him down a little bit. One of the guys, I'm the prosecutor in Whitmore. So the judge there, his son is playing
Two of them, I think.
George Washington.
My oldest son's
And he's Division I.
Wow, that's, yeah.
So he's like, you should get him started with like training, like getting him physically fit. Even at this age, like, don't worry about the pitching, get him to be like an athlete.
Yeah, yes.
So, yeah, strength training, things like that. And then you can go into the pitching if he wants to do that. So he's setting me up with like a trainer.
Oh, that's great.
You know, and like, he's gonna want to do it because it's expensive and it's all expensive. And he does, like,
It's been a night.
It's still,
Not as fun as the last meeting, though. I mean, you guys really,
So it's interesting.
You'll see if you want. I think you will.
I think he will too. He loves it.
Yeah.
I loved it as a kid. He loves it.
we ready, boys and girls?
Whenever you are.
Okay.
All right, hearing number one, appeal number 92-319. Heard with hearing number two, appeal number 12-180. I, for one, do not see this as a bad application at all, so I'm gonna vote.
It wasn't hearing two though, Rita.
I will second.
It wasn't hearing two. It was hold over one. Yeah.
Oh, right, never, yeah, strike that. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna move to grant this, and I'm gonna make the motion. Anybody want to
I'll
second
second
it?
it. Oh.
Read it,
Lois?
this is the one that had this is the application that had.
Yes, we're gonna go to the conditions, yep. So we're gonna condition it that,
I'm sorry, may I just, hearing number one,
And
we're
hold-
first voting to remove the covenant of further subdivision, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so, and I'm sorry, who were the two names?
Lois and Rita and Lois.
Rita and Lois.
Yeah, well, okay, and that was for, the first, hearing number one, which was 92-19, to remove the condition about further subdivision.
Right, so then when we get to the holdover,
Yeah, which is 24-28.
we're going to condition that the garages not be made into habitable space, converted to habitable space.
Yeah, that's important, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Four cars.
7 foot and the 4 cars.
Yep.
There will be,
He's already shown the plan.
yeah, there's, yes.
Oh, you don't need to
They
condition
can't
that.
vary from the plan
Okay.
at all, what shows on the plan, they have to, keep. And if they, at any point during the future, want to do anything at all on this
Have to
property,
come before
they
us.
have to come back.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Anything at all. But I mean, also, there's certainly condition in the habitable space.
Yeah.
But if they ever tried to, they'd have to come back.
But let me
anyway.
ask you this,
Right.
so on the plan, say there's there's spots for 4 cars, right, on the driveway? And they come back saying they want to reduce it, and would we know about this particular?
Yes,
Yep.
Oh, we would know about it,
yes,
okay, that they agreed to it,
yeah.
okay.
And it would be that specific plan, which showed that they've got 3 cars in the driveway and 1 in the garage. And they have 4 off-street parking
But he's
spaces.
saying it wouldn't be listed as a condition unless we
Right.
grant it that way.
You know what I'm saying, like,
He's
that's a
saying we should-
specific
it-
condition.
They're just gonna know that's how it was built.
Okay, so you want it specifically.
Well, I think that was the whole point of
That was
what
the
they wanted to
agreement.
do, right? So they wanted a restriction on the property for
As
the
a
4
condition.
cars, the 7 foot in the ceiling, and
Yeah,
the other thing. But if we don't need to put them, then whoever wants to change it in the future can essentially come before us and say, and whoever's on the board at that time is not gonna know anything
But
better.
I think the
Right.
community group understood that it was going to be a condition.
Right.
Not just as built.
So I think it should be
plans.
at the very least
So-
noted that
That it's conditioned on those 4
Yeah,
items.
we're gonna condition it. What was the other one that we?
there was,
Not convert the garage.
Yeah, that we don't have to condition, because
Right,
they
that's
can't
how it's
change
being
that
done,
once
no?
they build it,
No.
right?
But he's saying that in the future, it would just come in as a variance to change how it was
Right.
built. It wouldn't have been to change a condition of the variance that was specified.
In other words, we wouldn't know.
So we're
That-
giving
that there
them,
was a specific
we're giving them this
condition
variance
the
with these,
first time.
right, with these specific conditions. You're saying that as long as it's on the plan, it's okay, because they have to come before us. But
Yeah.
say they come before us 10 years from now.
No one
And they
will know that
say-
those were conditions, they'll
Right.
just know
And
that
then
it
the
was
Civic
built that way.
Association's gonna come back like, what the hell is this? This is what we
Yeah.
wanted on, as a restriction. So we're not, by saying it's just on the, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that by just having it as part of the blueprint, right? They can come in and change it, and there'll never be any record
That
that,
was-
no, they're not allowed to change it, because we don't want them to change it
But I was
as
just
part of
saying, the
issue.
only thing they can't change, once we give them a building permit, they can't change the height of that ceiling.
Right, they can't change the height of the ceiling, but they can change the garage, they can
Yeah,
change.
that I wanna make a
They can
condition.
change the,
But-
they can change
but
the
I-
four spots, right, for the parking, for off-street
They
parking.
could come and ask.
We could make a condition that they
Quite
must
frankly, they-
I think the
always.
understanding was that those 4 items were
Maintain.
gonna be conditions.
All right, so then condition it. I
I don't
think
see
it's,
the harm in doing it that way.
yeah. So,
Because we don't want them coming back, God, who knows?
That's what the Civic
So
understood.
4 off-street parking spots?
must be maintained, they must maintain 4 off-street parking spots at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Basement at 7 feet,
Basement at 7 feet.
will not convert the garage to
And
habitable.
that,
And then no separate entrance, I think it was no separate entrance.
He had four-bedroom house, Center Hall Colonial, but I'm not sure if that was part of the restriction, right?
I wrote it down as one, that no separate entrance.
Okay. Yeah,
And they wanted 4 bedrooms, not 5.
yeah, 4 bedrooms.
So that, well, again, if they come back, yeah, you can make it a condition, because if they come back and they try and expand the house, if we don't know that that's a condition, then we may give them a variance to expand the
Right.
house. So we'll say
Yeah.
that
Like,
too,
can you-
4 bedrooms.
Would you be able to note, like sometimes there's notes on like
Yeah.
prior variances, would you be able to note like
Yeah.
these were granted in accordance with an agreement with the Civic Association of the neighborhood sort of thing? Or is that not even?
sure.
I just want to cover our
I would
ass.
imagine they
You know
would
what I
make
mean?
a
In other words, if it
decision,
comes
the
back
Civic
10 years.
Oh, they're gonna look,
People
yeah.
are gonna, you know,
Civic
other people be
Association's
here,
gonna want the decision, and I think we need to have those conditions.
and
in
they're
there.
gonna wanna see that
Their
that's,
agreement was
you know,
subject.
it
Right.
says that, you know, this was
As
conditioned.
suggested
Yeah.
by the Civic Association.
As agreed upon with the Civic Association.
Where they
I
gonna
think.
put 4 cars? They're gonna have no lawn.
3 in the driveway and 1 in the
It's a
garage.
huge piece of property, you
It's
have
big.
no idea how big
That
that
property's
property
big.
is. They're gonna
Well, if you put-
break
Now
it
for
down.
We're gonna
nothing,
change it,
wouldn't
yeah.
it be awesome
Yeah.
to know if they did
Oh,
restore
if they
that
could
house?
restore that,
It's-
that would have been a
The fence
beautiful house, I
alone
wish.
is gorgeous.
I mean, you know,
That's a
something, if
beautiful
the
house, though.
Historical Society knew about that, they might have
I know,
done something.
right?
But it's
Lot
too
of
late
money.
now.
Right
It's a
with that,
lot of
sir?
money,
Yeah,
yeah, but
I got it.
we
You got it
maintain
all?
about 5 buildings as it is now. I don't know what you.
Are there
could
any
do.
left,
What?
those houses?
Oh, yeah, some of them are beautiful,
They are beautiful.
but that's a big one.
They have them in Merrick, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, got it.
Hold on, hearing number 2, appeal number,
We wasted way too much time. I
Two
don't know
names
what
for
that
that was also Rita and Lois?
Excuse me?
Was, for the JLP, was it also Rita and Lois?
yes, both of them.
Yes, on both, yeah.
To make sure.
Okay. Hearing number 2, appeal number 1280, Nicole Colella, no problem with this, parent-child, who wants to move
I'll
it?
move it.
Lois?
I'll second.
Lisa, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 3, appeal number 24-236, parent-child, this wasn't a problem either. I'll move it.
Second.
Flo will second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 4
This is on reserve.
is on reserve. Hearing number 5, appeal number 24-353.
Michael has a comment.
Before you guys vote on this one, is there any way we can hold this one over, because I don't think it was reviewed properly by the building department?
Yes?
Sure.
Michael saw a problem.
Okay.
I think the house needs to be lifted, and that was missed by our,
If it needs to be lifted, it's gonna be taller. Although, then we're gonna have a real problem. Okay.
And we're gonna put it on reserve.
So reserve
I'm gonna put my.
pending,
You mean it would have to be lifted in
Higher.
addition to that?
It's in
Yeah.
the zone, and the extent of the work, I did it quick on my phone, it was like over 400 grand. Could be well higher than that, so we need to get an appraisal for the house and determine if it needs to be lifted or not.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thanks.
Hearing number 6, appeal number 24-398.
You should have held this one for December.
Yeah, the AC, I'm gonna.
Santa.
Yeah, so on this one, if you'd like to vote on it, Michael thinks that the AC unit might need a variance, but they'll have to come back at a future time, because it wasn't advertised.
Hearing number 6?
Yes. I'm doing number six.
Yeah, we'll vote on it, they'll come
We
back.
can still vote on it, and then if the AC gets rejected, they'll have to come back. You guys can't vote on it tonight, because I didn't advertise for it, but Mike thinks that it might have been missed on a rejection.
It's only 2.5 feet to the.
Yeah, so. but
It
they'll
could be
have to
1
come back.
foot, and they'd still have to come back. All right, so we'll vote on it.
I'll move it.
Andrew will move it.
I'll second it.
Lois will second, all in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 7, appeal number 24-307.
Second.
I can't get the picture out of my mind of laying in bed with the pig.
Wait, can we just go back?
Okay.
Wait, we're going back.
Just hold on a second.
Well, typically we'll do all in favor, I thought we did, or she might have.
I think we need all in favor, yeah.
What, on the first one? I
Yeah.
forgot it. Could you put it in?
Well, it's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll
So
go back
so-
to
Let's
it.
revote
just to
that
clarify that
Yeah,
vote
yeah,
on the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one,
Yep.
if you could just,
Does Rita and
So
Clarify for the
it was voted on, a motion by myself, Lois seconded. All in favor?
this is number 1, right?
This is hearing number 1, appeal number 92-319.
And hold over
With
one.
holdover number 1. I left out the part.
yeah, that's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I know, I did leave it out, I noticed that. Okay,
Now we're on
so
number 7.
now we're on number 7.
Famous number 7.
With regards to that, Tommy Kevitt made a very good point. These are pets, not livestock, okay? As recognized by the state of New York, because they tax their food, they do not tax the food of livestock. So they recognize them, so if they wanted to Article 78, with, very good chance, we would probably lose, because the state, they're just used, these are recognized as pets. And it doesn't hurt us in terms, I know there's a concern over setting a precedent for livestock, but since these are not chickens or ducks, what? And they have 11 consent, but even so, I know the concern is the livestock thing, but they're not livestock if the state says, don't tax, tax the food.
But the
So
town of
they're by
Oyster Bay
mistake,
says
right?
they're livestock and farm animals, and that's why they're here.
They say pig, not pot, these are a special type of pig, they're almost bred differently.
I'm gonna poll the board.
Okay?
I can't wait for Lois's new book on this. This is gonna be
I
awesome.
actually might put something in, but it will be very
Yes.
I have to be looking for it, because it will be derogatory.
Yeah, I don't wanna be in the book.
I mean, they do, I'm voting in favor of keeping them. I mean, I think the state supersedes the town of Oyster Bay, and it wouldn't accord if the town, if they say, we tax it, it's a pet.
Lisa,
I'm for it,
you're for it?
yeah. Yeah,
You're
with the
for
liquor
it?
consents.
Flo?
Only because they've been living with these animals for
Yeah.
10 years.
6 years, yeah.
If there was
Let-
new, reluctantly I'm for it.
Andrew?
Yeah, I'm for it.
Okay, I'm a no. And I like animals, but no. So,
Still can't get
it's
that
granted.
out of my mind.
Okay, and who's moving it, please?
I'll move it.
Lois, and second,
I'll second.
Lisa,
So Lois and Lisa.
with, make a voting no.
I'm a
Is
no.
that correct?
Yep.
Not my house, but they can have it in their house.
What?
It's not my house, but they can have it in their house.
Mine either.
I always thought they're so cute.
I like
I
bacon.
think they're
I was
cute.
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I need to talk to
We
Joe
can still be
about-
friends,
We
Lois.
can still be
Yeah,
friends.
big ham.
You like dogs, that's,
I like dogs.
When she spoke on the phone.
what?
My girlfriend had one named Bacon. Yeah, she was like 300 pounds, this pig. And when my friend Bonnie spoke on the
Oh my God,
phone, the pig would come up and oink in the phone. I was so jealous of her talking to anybody other than
When
her.
we went to the
kidding.
last time we went to the Bahamas, we took a trip to Exuma, and we did the swimming with the pigs, where you can swim with the pigs.
Swimming with what?
You swim with the pigs.
Swim with the dolphins!
I've swum with everything.
I didn't know pigs could swim.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Can
whole-
they fly?
Oh, no, 100%, that's a whole
on
thing,
enough.
yeah.
It was great. Oh, there was one, I swear, he was, they call him Dumpling.
On
And he's so
prosciutto.
big.
This is like one of the signs of the apocalypse that we're talking about this right now.
All right, let's move, come on.
It was really great. They really.
Hearing number 8, appeal number 24-258, fence, not a problem.
I'll move it.
Andrew will move it. I'll second it. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 9, appeal number 24-310,
With 10,
held in conjunction with hearing number 10, appeal number 24-311. Oh, this
I like
one.
this one. Did you guys like this?
No,
Hearing
Number 9 and 10. I
No.
didn't like
Yeah,
this.
no.
no.
basement with.
I don't like the
Yeah.
basement
I'm gonna
entrance.
be honest, you know what I didn't like? They were home. I rang the bell 3 or 4 times, I'm waiting, the car's in the driveway.
No
They-
comment. I'm not, I can't,
Just
because I got a
saying.
lot to say about that, so I'm not gonna say anything. And I didn't get a straight answer as to how this all happened. You know, existing cellar, it's got a 3-piece bathroom in the, it just doesn't, it's just not right.
Doesn't smell right.
And it's is this the one that's a 5,000 square foot lot too, or?
Yeah.
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 So you want a parent-child, you want a basement entrance, I don't know if I want to deny the whole thing.
Or do you want to ask him to change it? But, and what would he change?
It's all
Remove the
existing.
cellar entrance?
It's all
Yeah.
existing.
You'd have to remove it. If you deny it, he's removing it anyhow.
Here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to give him the parent-child, and I'm willing to give him the shed, but I'm not willing to give him the basement entrance. Anybody else feel that way?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
If I'm not,
fair.
it's just for the roof over though, it's not for the actual
Correct.
entrance?
That's fine. I can't sanction the basement entrance. It shouldn't be there. I know I can't.
So you want to vote on them separately?
Yeah, well, we can vote on hearing number 9 and give them a parent-child. And I'll move that. And
I'll
somebody want to
second
second it? Flo will second it. And then we'll go to hearing number 10, appeal number 24-311. And I'm going to say yes to the shed and no
A is
to.
granted.
A is granted and B is denied. That's the way I want to vote on it. Anybody disagree,
And C.
agree?
I agree.
Everybody
I
okay
agree,
with
I
that?
agree.
And then C would be denied as well, since you're denying D?
How does that work with C, Susan? Men's,
Yeah.
Don't get my wife started.
Yeah, I think you'd have to deny C.
okay. So let them have the shed, and B and C are denied.
Okay. And who's moving that, please?
I'll move it.
I'll second, okay.
Andrew?
Yeah.
It was Andrew?
It was Andrew.
Okay. So denied B and C. Okay.
Very good.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 11, appeal number 24-323. This is the new dwelling on Cornell.
It's a second story above the existing. Consent in line.
Yes, this was,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll move this.
I'll second it.
Lisa will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 12, appeal number 24-326. And this wasn't really a problem either. Somebody want to move this?
I'll second it.
Flo and Andrew, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 13 is postponed, 14 is postponed, good for them. Hearing number 15, appeal number 24-411. Yeah,
Seems like a very big house for.
it is a big house, but, you know,
I didn't see
looking,
anything on the block that looked.
you saw, you went there?
No, I
Oh,
was
you
just
looked?
looking online. 'Cause you can see it.
There's nothing, what I didn't hate about it, it is a big house, but
Yeah.
they weren't building one of the, you know, they weren't
Like a
looking for roof
McMansion.
pitch.
Yeah.
They weren't looking for the, you know, the whole palatial-looking
Yeah.
house. It's gonna fit in
Dormers.
with the rest of the houses in the, and there are bigger homes. I mean, they have, there's expansions.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're done tastefully, as I think this will be. So I'll move this. I didn't like it at first, but once I saw the elevations, and they're moving the side yard in a little tighter, you know, closer to them.
Okay.
So, you know, the other side yard is existing. So anybody want to second it?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 16, appeal number 24-412.
This is the zombie home. that
Yeah.
They want to change the zoning on to make it single family.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, single family, yep.
I'll move it.
Andrew will move it, I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 17
And
and 18, appeal number 24-305 and 24-306.
Yeah, this was the subdivision Andrew, you said.
Yeah, this is
Flag
fine.
lots.
I'll move it.
Andrew will move it.
Yeah.
I'll second it. On both of them?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved.
Yeah, they kind of tucked in there.
Hearing number 19, appeal number 24-314. And hearing number 20, appeal number 24-315. There's no problem with parking here.
I'll move it.
Flo will move it,
I'll second.
Lois will second, and that's on both of them, or we're talking about the sign?
Both of them.
We're good with the sign? Okay, so it's Flo and Lois, sign is fine. I think the sign's gonna help over there rather than
Yeah.
here. I really do.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm always going right past DSW.
I think it's always better to have a big sign.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see it, it doesn't,
Especially
you don't
there, 'cause so many
concentrate. I mean,
different
everybody,
places.
look, let's say, you know, and you.
Yep.
Hearing number 21, appeal number 24-319.
I'll move
Variance,
it.
you wanna move that?
Yeah.
I'll second.
So that's Andrew and Lisa. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. 22 is withdrawn. Hearing number 23, appeal number 24-320. I'll move this.
Second.
Flo will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. We are done. And then we have extensions of time. And how many do we have? Okay. I move to, hearing number 21-446. I move to grant that extension. Anybody want to
I'll
second
second
it?
it.
Lois will Lisa will second it. And then appeal number 23-260, another extension of time. And it's their first request, so I will move to grant that. Anybody want to second it?
I'll second.
Flo will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so
We
moved.
may be having a lot of extension of times with this,
Yeah.
that's, you know, this,
I really think they're gonna end this.
I think so, I think so.
That's what-
some reserves decisions.
Okay, you're on, Sue.
Okay, so the first one is 204619 Young Finn, 246A North Albany Avenue, North Massapequa. It's a fence, which you didn't have a problem with the fence. The code compliance had asked us to keep it on reserve until they were finished with the code. There was some debris on the property, they were doing construction. They have cleaned it up, they are conforming to all of the conditions the code's been asking them to do, so it's ready for you to vote on now.
All right.
Kathy Mulligan, Rebecca, and Flo were absent for this, or Flo was probably not here yet. So I would need, if everybody's in agreement, I would need the other four to be in agreement, if you're okay with it.
I am. I'll move it.
I'll second.
Lisa will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved.
The second one is Appeal 23-726, Parsa Karimi on 824 Old Country Road, Plainview. This was Mr. Schumacher. The board had requested that the signs be scaled down. If you look at the...
I remember this.
Bold,
Yep.
you'll see the changes.
It's in the RO zone. Yep, I know exactly where this is. Okay.
Flo was also not here for this one yet. Rebecca and Kathy were not here. We probably need all four of you if you're in agreement.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll move it. Andrew will second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. We are done.
Karen, I'll review, please.
Lisa and Lois.
Thank you.
They also lifted the Fort,
Strike.
strike, thank you.
It's over?
Oh, they did?
They lifted it until January 15th.
Election day is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, who's got the pictures with the pigs? I want to show pigs.
In the post?
You know, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't.
I don't know if I have it on my phone, I'm not gonna get it, but I'll look for the next time if I have on my phone. I'm swimming with the pigs.
Oh, no, that's okay, I don't want you, if we could've got too far.
My
No problem, no problem at all.
Local 66.
Oh, no, that's no problem.
You look tired, Mike, you okay?
It's a headache. It needs it.
Ah,
Take care.
good to see you.
Good night, everybody. It's been lovely. Thank you all.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I gotta lift my daughter's spirits. She told me today, 3 years ago, we had to put our dog to sleep. I'm like, it's pretty morbid. I says, do you remember the day that Nana died? She goes, no, I don't know the date.
Nana,
But the
I
dog,
love
she
that.
loves.
My dog's not feeling good. I had to soak her cookies for her so she could eat them.
Sue, do you need help?
Really? I think she has a toothache.
Not at all. I'm good.
And you're okay with that fence we discussed, right? Don't look at it. That fence thing in the beginning.
I'm a Nana. My mother was a Nana. I said to my daughter, I'm a Nana. She's a Nana.